Well, as you can see, Studio 1 is offline at the moment. We're going to have to put up with Studio 2 again. Trying to move around to lessen some of the reflections. What? What? Oh, the hat. Oh, you can't be too sure. You've got to be careful. Just smooth down the golden trestles. Oh, that's better. Right. Any other business? No, we're not there yet. Matters arising is where we start. It's going to be one of those guys, you can just tell, can't you? Oh well. I've had a comment in from somebody without any identification. Now, the first paragraph explains it, I think. Hello Ron, I've been away from Australia for 8 months in the Balkans. Wow. And arrived home late last week to find all my YouTube subscriptions cancelled. Oh dear. So obviously now rebuilding, but somewhere along the line the ID's gone missing, so I'm not sure who this is from. I've got some idea, but I'm not sure, so you'll have to let us know. It tells a lovely story here concerning stations. We're always complaining, aren't we, in this country, where the railways seem to build stations where it suits them rather than where it might suit the customers. Yes, doesn't happen just in this country apparently, because in the north coast of New South Wales, a branch line ran from Coffs Harbour up into the range to a place called Doringo. It was said that a sales rep took the train to Doringo only to find the town about a mile from the station. After legging it into town, he asked one of the locals why the station was so far from town. The reply was, it was put there because that's where the train stopped. You can just see it, can't you? Oh well. Right, now, moving on then. The last week's vlog film, which the first comments concerned that, the last week's vlog film was Nearer My God to Thee, a film around Newland in Cornwall, and it received some good, some bad, a bit Marmite-ish I think, that one. But let's start with James Weeks. Hi James. Hi Ron, I'm feeling a little bit nearer to God today. I took my first day off work for 8 years. I was awake most of the night with a nasty cold that's making its way around the school. Poor old James, nearer my God. I still have a reflection there. Oh my goodness. Oh well. He said, the dog? I think you're referring to Sumac, our official virtual mascot there, James. The dog is oblivious to my condition and is looking upon this as a bonus ball day. Well done, Sumac. In actual fact, Sumac has the next comment. Hi Ron, James gave me a ball inside a bigger ball. I want the smaller ball. It's very frustrating. I think you're getting back what you deserve, James. He said, I enjoyed our visit last week and I'll be in touch again soon. And indeed, she has. And if you go to Sumac's channel, click on Sumac's avatar, and there's a lovely little film up there. I think it's absolutely gorgeous because, of course, it involves me. Wouldn't we all? But yeah, a beautiful, brilliant film from James and Sumac. Thank you two. Lovely. Pete Payne said, what an atmospheric film. Just perfect. Reminds me of days long ago when Lou was my local town. Yeah, Pete was on to describe a bit more about that. Yeah. Certainly is atmospheric. And David Bellani from Spain, sunny Spain. He says, that was a lovely walk around Newland. I opened up my AA book. No, don't worry, I'm not an alcoholic. It's not that AA. It was entitled The Illustrated Guide to Britain's Coast, and it's published by the AA. The entry for Newland says, the fishing industry in Cornwall is little more than a... excuse me. Fogging up here. It's this weather. The fishing industry in Cornwall is little more than a memory in many Cornish ports, but Newland's harbour is still packed with trawlers. He said you certainly captured that in your film. Yeah, I always enjoy walking around there, seeing the old trawlers and what have you. Excuse me. West Country Wanderings. This is our Paul then. Great to see Cornwall on your channel again. Brilliant accompanying music and wonderful footage. When I worked in retail in St Ives in the 1990s, I remember one of the trawlers being lost at sea. We had collection tins by the tills for the families. He said the amounts being donated by other families was generous. and with the combined efforts of the Chamber of Commerce, we managed to raise a fair bit for the families so sadly affected by the loss of life. When the time came for the funerals, the whole town came to a standstill and all the shops closed. Unfortunately, I don't think that would happen these days because although still beautiful, St Ives has changed beyond all recognition. Yeah, they stick together, don't they? Or so they should. Yeah. Wow. Vintage trains and abandoned railways. Good morning, Ron. Another splendid Matters Arising, followed by a lovely short movie. Very enjoyable. Another plus for our music then. Good. We're on the right lines. William Malvern. Lovely film. The music was beautiful and relaxing. So much so, I'm having an afternoon nap, aka a pensioner, which is as it's known here in Australia. Going for a pensioner. Love it. Love it. Well done, William. Peter Smith. What an apt choice of music. Good. There is a melancholy about seaside towns out of season, yet paradoxically happiness too, that the residents can reclaim their homes from the trippers. A melancholy. Yeah, there is, isn't there? Yeah, the seaside in winter. Love it. Now, here's the other side of the coin then. Jim Nichols. You knew it'd be Jim. Thanks, Ron. I don't know who wrote the words to that song, but he or she should have won a prize for the most repetition in one set of lyrics. He goes on to say, luckily, on the Titanic, there was no vocalist accompanying the orchestra. I think Jim thought they'd suffered enough. Oh dear. Well, there you go, that's the other side of the coin. Jim goes on to say, summer has now officially arrived here. I hope your weather doesn't get too bad over the dark days of winter. Well, it's a bit late for that, Jim. I think, looking out there at the moment. Yeah, I think it's only -1 or 2 out there, which is summer weather to some of our subscribers, isn't it? Yeah. Oh well. Michael from Poland says, greetings from Poland. How nice to hear from the Parkinsons family. You and I are very lucky to have such kind and thought-provoking online friends. Hear, hear. Couldn't agree with you more. He said, I like Studio 2 very much. At least I don't shiver watching your vlog. You'll be shivering out there today, Michael. Crikey. Andrew Merriman. Said, I totally agree with you that the quality and variation in the comments is brilliant. The number has increased and so has the quality of them. Yeah, well then, of course Andrew's a contributor as well and puts some good stuff onto our channel. The Hairy Golfer, Simon. Another one you've probably been waiting for. Is that a print of an old boiler behind you? Funnily, I also have a photo of my old boiler in the office. I'm not going there. I'm not getting involved in that. My old boiler, what do you like? So the film then, and this was the one that Mike, my brother-in-law, took of the Spa Valley Railway, and I think that went down very well. Trevor Joyce joined in here. Hi Ron, thank you so much for sharing your brother-in-law's video. I had to smile last week when you said in the vlog that the Spa Valley Railway might take Andrew and I out of our comfort zone. In fact, I couldn't be more in my comfort zone as I was born and bred in Royal Tunbridge Wells. That didn't work then, did it? And then Trev goes on to describe the railway. And Mike has read Trev's input and he said, yeah, there's stuff there that Trev's dragged out that even he didn't know about. And Mike knows a lot about the railways down there, as we'll find out. Yeah. Right, vintage trains and abandoned railways. Ron. So thanks to Mike for that lovely video. I sat with a coffee and a digestive and thoroughly enjoyed the adventure. Yeah, well done Ron, so you should. Brilliant. And he goes on to say, I've been doing a bit of research regarding those piles or rails you found at Longdon Road. That's when we went and looked at that old abandoned, well, what's left of the station there at Longdon. He said, your first observation was correct. They are called sheet piles. They are either driven or dug into the ground to stop soil erosion. Well, there you go. Thanks for the research, Ron. Jim Nichols, hi Jim, back again here. He said, that was rather closer to my old home, Sussex, than your usual productions. He said, I've travelled a number of times on the Bluebell Railway, but the Spa Valley was not open in my day, so it was good to see Mike's video of it. Yeah, good. He said, I hope you enjoyed your week off. I mean, if we don't keep an eye on you, you'll be farming out your work to somebody in India, just like the so-called customer service centres. Yes, well, it would have been a good week off if Pauline hadn't found out. But there you go. Right. Michael from Poland again. He said, that was lovely. Please thank Mike for a very enjoyable film. I hope you enjoyed your week off. Andrew Merriman, thanks to your brother-in-law for the video. It was very interesting to see. I really loved that seat made around the wagon wheels in Axel. What a great idea. Yeah, do you remember that? Brilliant. David Belani from Spain. We have a lot to thank Mike for, not only this film, but for getting you interested in photography. Yeah, Mike did that. Brilliant. Thank you, Mike. Markham Richardson, lovely video of our local preserved railway. Which I travelled on some time ago before its extension to Eridge. As a member of Spa Valley Railway, it's certainly time to pay another visit and travel over the rails. Yeah. Surprised you haven't already done that, Malcolm. Wait for the weather to get better and get out there. Pete Payne. Morning, Ron. Very interesting. Don't know where I've been hiding, but I didn't know about this line. Quite a number of comments came up saying people didn't know about that line. I think it's relatively new in heritage terms. I'm not sure. But, West Country Wanderings again, then our Paul. He said, lovely to see a film from your brother-in-law. Like others have said, I have never heard this line before either. But then again, it's well outside my Shall I start that again? Lovely to see a film from your brother-in-law. Like others have said, I've never heard of this line before either. But then again, it's well outside my West Country Wanderings patch. I see I got there in the end, Paul. It's just a matter of patience. Charles Patterson, please thank Mike for the enjoyable film. Yeah, I have done that. Lionel and Mary, having a week off, Ron. In this weather, I can't blame you. I haven't been out filming for weeks due to various reasons to do with the temperature and health. Oh, haven't you both been too poorly, Lionel? You're over it now, on the mend. He said, next week I will have a GoPro camera to play with. Oh, well, that'll get you up and about, won't it? New camera to play with. Interesting to see how that goes. Simon the Hairy Golfer. There's something rather special about Caledonian railway locomotives. Must be the Scottish engineering, and I'm not going there either. Good old Simon. Right, so, film club then. This is another Marmite job. The film club films were meant to be stuff that didn't merit being called a film on its own, was just stuff that was lying about or might be of interest but was short or whatever it might be. Anyway, this is one of those. But this is a family visit to the Midland Air Museum. My two sons took me up there a few weeks ago and we went around and had a look around. But this is sort of family based, if you like. See what you make of it, see what you come up with. We very much enjoyed ourselves, even if they do pick on me a lot, those boys, but that's something you've got to put up with. And then next week's film, this is brilliant. It's another one of Mike's, brother-in-law Mike's, and this is one of the Bluebell Railway. Now Mike volunteers on the Bluebell, so he knows where to go to get the angles and what have you. And there's an absolutely brilliant soundtrack on here. If your eyesight's not very good, don't worry, just close your eyes and listen. It's a soundtrack to die for, absolutely brilliant. So without any more ado then, I'll arrange to meet you down there at the Bluebell next Friday, and I know you won't be late. Just before we run that film, I've just noticed in scheduling the films that we're unlikely to have another vlog this side of the new year. It's either that or I have to stay sober, so we won't be going there. I'll probably run the early snow scenes, I expect, in that slot. But even so, it won't be till after Christmas. So I thought I'd better come on and say thank you to everybody, because you all made this a fantastic year, whether your contribution has been big, small or in between the two. I've had a blast this year, I hope you have as well. I hope it continues into next year. So all that remains for me to do now is to wish you a very happy and Merry Christmas, and a prosperous, peaceful and above all, healthy new year. I'll catch you then.
I was drooling over the models. We went to the model shop when we were in Swanage. Gentlemen, they're in the cafe.
All right.
We'll do that straight away. Thank you.
His wartime vision and revealed the sheer folly of cancelling his pioneer.
You know where you're going then, Ad?
Yet he never worked on jet engines again.
Or not?
The memories began to fade and were restored.
Keep going.
Let's get up there, Dad.
I've been up there.
Oh, okay. You lucky fellow.
So now you know how to fly a Vulcan, yeah?
Yeah, I took a picture of the switches you were talking about as well.
Oh,
They've
right.
simplified it now by the looks of it. There's like a hot switch which sets it all up. That's what I'll show you. We take this tech for granted, don't we? But it's pretty marvellous, really.
It's absolutely wonderful. Sort of.
Any particular style?
I see.
It's open though.
It's not exactly luxury, is it?
I like this.
No.
The scouts are on their way. This is the one that's got this whole bit opens up. doesn't it?
That's the Beverly, I think. Well, yeah, it probably will do, won't it?
Stunning, look at that.
So the cockpit, the cockpit is up there, look, above us.
Oh, is it?
Yeah,
What's that then?
the crew toilet.
Yeah, oh. When you say that, because he talked about a bulbous thing in the Vulcan, he said was ready at the back. Electronic. Yeah. Perfectly, there's one underneath the whatever they are. There's a lot of them there. Yeah. It's a major problem. Was at the back of the Vulcan symbol. So I wonder what that is. Because that looked more similar to that actually. That's fine. It's not flesh riveting either.
We've got lightning down there, that's good.
That's what I thought. So those are the things that rotate. Nothing there. I want to get. And it, because there's no way you can see.
Not there, for Christ's
I'm
sake.
assuming that's truncated for. Well, that wasn't it.
No, that's it. I think that's it. Probably too much drag. Oh no, it wouldn't have drag, would it? Or would it? I don't know, it might be.
1,400 miles an hour across that. That's it.
I think it's Arden up in Chester. And British Aerospace bought it, this one, and they developed avionics for the Polish Air Force and the contract fell
You know,
through.
it's anything from it.
Yeah. But not all the aircraft had.
Details in the design, which we're looking immediately after. Calm down, right?
Yeah.
It's surgical green, isn't it? Same philosophy. Yeah. Pink is together one apparently. It's supposed to be just as relaxing. Very sort of pastel pink. Supposed to be very relaxing. They tried it with prisoners, actually painted their cells pink.
Well, if that's relaxing, why is it winding me up?
Because you're British, that's what.
Oh, I see. Oh, right,
And
okay.
cantankerous. We've got to find out how the aircraft perform, I suppose, and just see what you can learn from them. They're in the Cold War. So what's that? So again, that's it. So if you look at there's an intake. That was more resolved. That's 60s. So a lot of these Cold War aircraft actually probably had a very long operational. Handed down. I don't know what was Ukraine's flying. A lot of that was Cold War. Would be too old by then. There's not much of a chronology going on here.
It's not, it's got an American thingy on the side.
Presumably it doesn't mean what we think it does, but so they're not lucky. And what's this thing?
This has got external riveting.
It's covered in them, so I think that's just if they just prepared it.
Well,
Isn't it?
got a big job to do, isn't it, I suppose.
Very big job. It's a good looking aircraft, isn't it? Just too cool for camouflage. Yeah, what's this? Again, nice cockpit there. Is it? Yeah, it's interesting that, yeah. So you have to learn how to use it. Yeah.
Ooh.
Those sausages, not really cash, these are not really decent, is it? No, I was thinking just that. People have that here, that's fine.
It's the valley I'm thinking of that looks so beautiful.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Fighting abilities.
Really fantastic name for this for an American aircraft. Shooting star.
That has to be a strong pylon to hold those engines on that, don't you think? They're sticking out the front quite a lot, aren't they?
That's a good point.
What a beast. Because it looks like an arrestor hook to start with, which it is.
Because it's not a carry-borne aircraft, I think. Oh, okay, well, that would be good. And if the trade-off was, I would have the captain.
Yeah. Should we see if those any of those scouts were traded one of their sandwiches? What do you think?
Just to be aware.
Oh, could be.
Yeah.
You're right.
Bit of lift, you never know.
Yeah.
Oh, we are getting bigger winds these days.
It's made to fly.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah, when you get
All right. Yeah. Yes. I see. Good idea. Yeah.
I don't mind. Portrait, probably. That's gonna work. I'm
Two-
gonna give you a cheesy thumbs up.
2-minute warning.
I don't you take it from your best side.
I've broken
In a
it.
flat spin. It's bad. Together. Have these conversations. Because he'll talk politics.
Just an amazing woman.
I remember it was that Mum's place. Visitors book, so I'm making an entry along the lines of not enough dinosaurs.